So it looks like Toonami Rewind is getting canceled if it hasn't been already. And it's mainly due to low viewership, which is something that's not too surprising. And it's a damn shame because a lot of people, including myself, were excited about it when it first started. But but I don't know. You got to look at like the shows like separately. Dragon Ball Z Kai is mid compared to the original English dub of Dragon Ball Z that we got back in the '90s, which was produced by Funimation. That was that was something that was popular back in the day, mainly due to the music score done by Bruce Falconer. It added more life to the show and everything else for the most part. And then you look at Sailor Moon, even though a lot of people would say that this dub is better, a lot of people go on record and say that I guess like the older dubs were more iconic because they were so bad that they were good, and that the music score for those were better as well. Because like when you think about Sailor Moon, a lot of people think of the Cloverway dub and they think of DIC. Um, and I feel like those stand out more than what we got in this dub for the most part. You look at Naruto. Um, a lot of people have seen the original Naruto because they used to air marathons of that all the time back in the 2000s, and and I believe like during the teens decade, Toonami mainly had Naruto Shippuden on for the most part. And for whatever reason, they never finished the Shippuden anime series. They just kept airing reruns of the same episodes. And the crazy thing is, the Shippuden manga series had finished several years ago, and the fact that Toonami never finished the Shippuden anime series is ridiculous. And to go from that all the way back to the original Naruto anime series is just ridiculous. And it was a matter of time before people were going to tune out of that altogether. I think people started watching it first because of nostalgia and all that. But, nostalgia is something that's going to hold people's attention only for so long. So it's kind of understandable that the viewership for Toonami Rewind had dipped. And obviously, they did whatever they could to try and salvage it, like switching up the lineup. Because I remember when it first started, it was like 30 minutes of Sailor Moon, an hour of Dragon Ball Z Kai, and then 30 minutes of Naruto. Then it switched to like an hour of Sailor Moon, 30 minutes of Dragon Ball Z Kai, and then 30 minutes of Naruto. They kept switching the lineups, and they were pretty much doing whatever they can to see what worked and all that. And ultimately in the end, I don't think they could save the declining viewership, which is something that's unfortunate. And recently, Toonami Rewind has been replaced with another program called Checkered Pass, and that's something that features, older cartoons like Dexter's Laboratory and Courage the Cowardly Dog, which is cool because we haven't really seen those on Cartoon Network in quite some time. And I believe like King of the Hill is also part of the Checkered Pass block as well. But I'm not exactly sure how long that's going to last, but I do know that Toonami Rewind is finished, and it's something I don't think a lot of people expected to last like very long, to be honest with you. But I did think at some point they were going to expand it and they were going to add like older animes, maybe like Gundam or Bleach or something like that. But unfortunately, that's something that you know they they never expanded upon Toonami Rewind. I feel like it's something that should have been expanded upon once it had started after a couple of weeks, because when it first started, like these shows were trending on Twitter/X when they were on, and people were talking about it, and they were talking about nostalgia and memories and stuff that happened on the show as they were watching it. It was a pretty cool, experience, even if it lasted for a couple of months. But just like anything else, all good things have to come to an end. And and I'm pretty sure for the most part, people had higher hopes and higher expectations for these shows, ratings wise. And the thing is, I don't know what the exact ratings were, but it couldn't have been that great if Cartoon Network had to pull the plug on Toonami Rewind. But you look at like a show like Naruto, like the original anime series, there are multiple ways you can watch, old episodes of that. Same thing for Sailor Moon. Like you can watch it on certain channels, but I don't think you'd be able to or like certain apps. But the thing is, you would be watching the sub versions. You would have to pay for the English dub versions of it. And Dragon Ball Z Kai, I don't think people would go out of their way to watch that, only because, like I said, it's mid compared to the original English dub. A lot of people would rather just go watch the Funimation version of that. But but yeah, I do feel like if we had got like the Funimation version of Dragon Ball Z and maybe the Clover Way version of Sailor Moon, opposed to what we got on Toonami Rewind, it probably would have made somewhat of a difference. But then again, um, it's a different generation now, and a lot of people, for the most part, have their attention turned elsewhere because back when these animes became popular, the world was different, life was better, and I guess like what people enjoyed in terms of entertainment was different back in the day. And nowadays that's not necessarily the case, and things have changed, and people are they're more focused on different things, and there's more distractions nowadays than there were back in the day in terms of like entertainment and culture and all that other stuff. So it is what it is. But Toonami Rewind being canceled is something that, like I said, it's a bummer. It's something that a lot of people really did not want to see. It's also something that a lot of people really didn't care about because they didn't watch it or whatever. But but I don't know. I mean, maybe this is something that's temporary. Maybe like it'll come back again someday, but in a different form with different shows. I have no idea. But I wasn't expecting it to end as soon as it did. And I don't know. I feel like this whole project didn't necessarily reach its full potential because I feel like more could have been done with it. More shows could have been added. They could have swapped these three animes out with other animes, like I said earlier. And I don't know. It's just a bummer that this came to an end the way that it did.